Hunting brings us to Fiordland, but Fiordland also brings us to hunting. Nothing's taken for granted here. You treasure having shelter.
You need to be mentally fit for the weather.
You treasure having food.
You either love it or hate it.
You treasure being dry.
She's pretty unforgiving.
All right, have a seat on the hot seat. Give me a mic check.
Thank you. Testing. G'day, I'm Joe Taylor. I am the Secretary of the Fiordland Wapiti Foundation.
Cody Hunt. I'm a dairy farmer from Southland.
Adam Fairmaid, and currently President of the Fiordland Wapiti Foundation.
I'm Roy Sloan, I'm General Manager of the Fiordland Wapiti Foundation. I've been involved with the foundation for 20 years. First thing you walk into this place, it feels prehistoric.
I think a good way to describe it that other people would understand is Jurassic Park.
It's wet.
You can spend days, weeks, wet and cold.
It's pretty confronting, the size of the hills and the steepness and the variation in the terrain.
There's only a couple inches of soil on top of the rocks, and we get 8 metres of rain. So, you know, the Amazon on top of the Himalayas just describes it perfectly, really.
It's a place you have to come and experience to actually physically get the true force of Fiordland.
This place is like the Amazon on top of the Himalayas. The mountains are crazy high, crazy steep.
You either love it or hate it. Every time I've been on a boat or helicopter going out of this place, you're planning your next trip in, basically.
On a day like we've got today, you couldn't be in a more stunning place.
So how heavy are these traps, Roy?
That one will be 47 kilos. That one's about 50.
Fiordland Wapiti Foundation is a way of bringing together conservationists and hunters to work together towards a common goal with benefits for all parties.
Terrain changes a lot, so some of these traps need to be moved.
After you, sir.
And some of them are not stainless steel. Time to put these new beasties in. We have a lot of foundations in New Zealand now who solely concentrate on one species of animal, and the Fiordland Wapiti Foundation specialise in wapiti. We don't get tied up in politics of other natures around New Zealand to do with hunting. Our focus is the 175,000 hectares in Fiordland.
We're changing single dock sets to these double dock sets.
Yeah.
What do you typically bait with?
This is the first time we've used rabbit heads. We've kind of got a licence to be creative now, so we've put an ad on Facebook.
And some guy reached out and said, yeah, I'll donate you. How many, Joe?
He's given us, I think, 300 head to start
300
with, and
heads.
happy to sponsor us for a year.
Sweet.
Double whammy, get rid of some rabbits.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
introduce species, bloody saving the native species, eh?
Yeah.
With the caretakers, we feel we have 550 stoke traps in various valleys. We look after huts, we manage the recreational hunting in here, and we invest back into the areas.
It's a hunter-led conservation, basically. We've just started a possum project in one of the valleys. We do deer control right through this area, regardless if it's happening anywhere else in Fiordland. Why are we trapping stoats? To protect the theo, the kiwi, any native bird species, right down to the lizards and the wetters and everything that lives in this bush that stoats actually kill. We don't want them here.
So this is just a highlighter, a pink triangle to basically show where the traps are. It's got a number on it, so GPS, you know what trap and where you are, basically.
This is 69.
They might all be 69.
Sorry.
Someone was having a good day, right they?
If we weren't doing what we're doing, it would be like the rest of Fiordland, which is basically an open slather situation for hunting, with the result that too many animals, poor environmental outcomes, and poor hunting outcomes.
It's pretty revolutionary for New Zealand. The model that the Fiordland Wapiti Foundation have with Fiordland is very unique. We manage a lot of it ourselves. We've been given that right through Department of Conservation to manage it. Fiordland is the pinnacle probably of hunting in New Zealand. We get to spend time in such a beautiful place, and not many people get to see it except for the hunters. So the hunting fraternity have that perfect opportunity to give it back to the rest of the people.
I work for a committee of 10. We have various volunteers who help us out in the park doing all our projects. We've signed an agreement with the government for the work we're able to do in here. There's been 2 agreements like that signed in the history of New Zealand, and we've just signed a second one, so we've done both. So our achievements, I guess, are through getting runs on the board. We started off with a hunting group. We've evolved into a conservation group, really. We actually need to be responsible for more than deer. So we, as a care, we as an organisation have been reporting bird sightings for a long time. So what's come of that is that population of care in this area is probably the most in the South Island, because care only in the South Island, not in North Island. And stoats affect care just as much as whio.
Right.
Stoats, they're killing the whio mums on the nest or fathers on the nest, and the chicks and stuff like that.
Hunters do care. I mean, and anyone that says that a hunter doesn't care about the surrounding, where they hunt and where they fish and whatever they do, we do. Because that's half the reason we're here. We love it.
What we're out to do as hunters ourselves is to look after the land.
Well, hunters are interested in conservation because they're also conservationists at heart. I mean, we love the environment. To come to these mountains and see the vegetation in good condition and to see good quality animals, it's just a complete package.
If we don't learn from what we're doing in the Wapiti area and take that to other species in New Zealand, we're going to end up a very unhappy group of people in New Zealand, and hunters are the ones who are going to lose. We have a lot of groups around New Zealand in that who advocate for conservation and stuff like that, but that's all they do. Where the rubber meets the road is our activities in here and the physical work we do in here. That's what we bring to the place. We actually get stuff done.
This place, you could tell how special it is to these people. And this is a hunter-led conservation effort that is investing in trap lines, 550 trap lines. Nobody else is here, nobody else is doing this work. They're managing the wapiti, the deer population, the deer herd, to maintain a certain density to ensure that the biodiversity of this place, the flora, is looked after, and then the trapping lines is looking after the fauna, so that the whio and the kiwis and the kaka and the kia survive and flourish.
I want to preserve this place for futures to come in and carry it on, you know. It's just something that I want to be around forever. I want to, when my son's old enough, I want to drag him through these mountains.
I've spent thousands of days in Fiordland now, and that means everything to me. And to be involved with the Wapiti Foundation, it's just a natural progression of that. It's being able to give something back, I guess, from all the enjoyment and the fulfilment. And to be honest, I think you come here and it cleanses your soul. We'd very much like to thank the KRS Coop and Bagar International for assisting in funding our trapping program.
Without that, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be certainly adding value like we do add value. So thanks, guys.
I hope this all goes around the world and just sees what great hunter-led conservation looks like. This is the pinnacle of it right here at the moment. And I hope people can take a leaf out of this book and carry it on anywhere in the world. Thank you.
And as you can tell, there's sandflies frickin' everywhere.
There's a lot of people that come here and can't handle the sandflies and will not even come here because of the sandflies. They can really get on your wit.
Who doesn't like things crawling down the back of your neck and
Sucking
into
your
your
blood.
ears?